Hey YouTube, how you doing? Biggie here, how's everything? And welcome to another movie review. Today's movie I'm going to be reviewing, it's a really great classic. It's okay, but it's still a great classic. It's a cheesy cult Disney classic, animated classic in my opinion. Even though it had mixed reviews from critics, I still like it. It's a wonderful movie. The movie I'll be reviewing today, you're probably familiar with it. It's called Oliver and Company. Yep, Oliver and Company was released in the fall of 1988, and it's directed by George Schreiber, whatever. Yeah, which I never heard of, but. And this film is based on a kitten right there named Oliver, and it was inspired by the novel Oliver Twist from the same author as A Christmas Carol named Charles Dickens. And this film is not just an animated film, it's an animated musical film. It has voice talent singing songs performed by Billy Joel, Huey Lewis, Ruth Pointer, the Pointer Sisters, and Bette Midler. Yeah. And all the actors in this film did a pretty good job. And also I want to mention it was released in the U.S. on November 18th, 1988, and the same day as the hit Universal animated Don Bluth animated film called The Land Before Time, directed by Don Bluth. And I enjoyed both of those films. Although Oliver and Company was originally released in 1988, the film also managed to be re-released in theaters in the U.S., Canada, and the United Kingdom in March of 1996. And then 5 months later, it would be released on VHS and Laserdisc. And then years later down the road, it would also be re-released on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. Yep. The plot of this film is about a homeless orphan kitten named Oliver. We all know he's voiced by Joey Lawrence. He joins a gang of dogs who happen to be thieves to survive on the streets, and the leader of their gang was Dodger, voiced by Billy Joel, who met Oliver on the streets trying to get hot dogs from a hot dog concession stand, and Oliver follows Dodger home with other dogs part of the gang, like a Chihuahua named Tito right there. Yeah, voiced by Cheech Marin, a bulldog named Francis, and a Great Dane named Einstein, and a Saluki named Rita. And they live in a junky piece of crap boat, beat up boat ship, kind of like, with their down and out pickpocket owner Fagin, who is voiced by, we all know, Dom DeLuise. And eventually Oliver gets adopted by a rich girl named Jenny, voiced by Natalie Gregoey, and landing on Easy Street. But though a series of events in this film come, like a mobster loan shark named Sykes, voiced by, we all know, Robert Loggia, alongside his two Dobermen, Roscoe and DeSoto, they threaten the peaceful new arrangement and threatens to kill or put dire consequences on Fagin if he didn't give Sykes the money within 3 days. And eventually, after Jenny adopted Oliver, Oliver was kidnapped and taken by the dogs back to Fagin, their home, and Fagin wrote a letter to Jenny saying if they don't bring the money, she will never see Oliver again. And so Jenny and her groomed dog, show dog champion Georgette, who was voiced by Bette Midler, they go on a journey or search to go find him, and then eventually Jenny gets kidnapped by Sykes, and Fagin and the dogs and Oliver come to the rescue, and Sykes and his Doberman try to catch him when they escape, but Sykes is eventually defeated on the train tracks with his car on the train tracks, and that is one of the most darkest Disney deaths in my opinion, alongside like Clayton and Tarzan, Ursula and the Little Mermaid. Then Oliver decides to live with Jenny and Georgette and Fagin and the dog say goodbye to Oliver and the housekeeper and Jen and her house and their housekeeper and housekeeper slash babysitter Winston, who was looking out for Jenny while her parents were away, and they sing the song in the end, which was in the beginning when Oliver met Dodger, which was Why Should I Worry? But it was actually in the end, it was called Why Should We Worry? Because the dogs were others singing it, together and everything. And I like that song too, and I love all the songs in this movie as well. And the voice actors were good in this, and especially Billy Joel, Bette Midler, and Cheech Marin. They did a pretty good job. We all know Cheech Marin, like Tommy and Chong, and Cheech and Chong, and Cheech Marin even did other Disney voices like Bonsai the hyena in the 1994 animated Lion King film and the 2004 prequel Lion King 1.5, and Ramon the Chevy Impala in the 2006 Disney and Pixar film Cars. And Dom DeLuise as Fagin did, all the actors, even Dom DeLuise did a very good job, as well as Robert Loggia did pretty good as a villain in this. And may Robert Loggia and Dom DeLuise rest in peace. And I give this film 5 out of 5 stars. And even though it's not as good as other like Disney films like The Little Mermaid, Lion King, or Beauty and the Beast, or Hercules, I still enjoy it to this day. And I strongly recommend it. If you've never seen Oliver and Company, I recommend you go check it out. And also, Robert Loggia did. When I mentioned he did pretty good, I liked him in this better than Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. I mean that, and I liked him. He was also in another film from 1988 called Big with Tom Hanks, and we all know Robert Loggia. He played Richard Gere's father in An Officer and a Gentleman from 1982, where Richard Gere's in the Navy, and Robert Loggia played his drunk father. Alcoholic, Also, Oliver and Company, it has a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb and 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it deserves maybe a 90-95%. And on Metacritic, it has a 58% on Metacritic. So, and 92% of Google users like this film, and count me in. The film had a budget of $31 million, and it made $121 million at the box office. That was pretty decent, So, check Oliver and Company out today if you've never seen it. So, it's a pretty cool film. All right, YouTube, nice seeing you. Take it easy, be safe, and stay out of trouble. Peace.